Hello, folks. I'm Detroit Miracle. Yes, and indeed. Right now, I am here to have more cool comic book slash film slash story discussion fun. This such topic will be about legendary gospel singer named Delores Washington Green, or Delores Washington, which is her stage performer name. I will also be comparing power levels of strengths regarding her talents in particular areas of excellence. Indeed, okay, like other gospel singing legendary artists, Delores Washington had humble beginnings and an original start date. And much like them, she, of course, differed in ways because she was raised in a Chicago suburb where things weren't going that bad in terms of struggles financial wise. I believe her father owned a store, and despite success that way and that early, they had a strong and rooted gospel household. Her mother and father realized that she was a prodigy at an early age, so they entered her into talent competitions where she did okay. But one talent competition gave her a scholarship to the Chicago Conservatory for Music. So she went there and was classically trained vocally as a soprano. So I didn't know you could go to school and get music training for vocal in terms of, but apparently you can. And this was in college, I believe. So she got all of that good classical training to improve her vocal skills. And then when she got out of college, she made a recording, I believe a single or so for a record label or a particular artist. It is said that single didn't chart high initially because it wasn't widely released nationally or something. But nevertheless, she struck gold and oil eventually because a member of the legendary gospel singing group called the Caravans was from the same town as her or the same suburb, and he heard about her immense vocal talents as a soprano. So he told his legendary bandmates that would go on to become great iconic gospel singers as solo artists, as well as being from that immense, powerful, popular group called the Caravans. Well, he told all of them that, hey, there's a beautiful, lovely sounding soprano voice. She's amazing. So the Caravan members traveled to her mother's house to hear her. Then once she showcased her vocal talents, they signed her up on the spot and said, "You're one of us now." Yeah, to that effect or that extent. So she joined a popular gospel group, and that gospel group, well, at the time, they weren't as immensely popular as they would become, after they signed her, because she contributed to a lot of hit records, high charting records, popular songs, and the Caravans with her, of course, as a soprano lead vocalist, they toured all over the country. That band was touring big halls and major venues. And of course, once she got out of that band and got her own, initially she was touring, doing music with the Caravans. And then at some point she left the iconic singing group and she hooked up with another gospel singer and they toured Europe for a while. So she was an international touring artist too. But eventually you come back home, and she did, and she started work on her solo projects. So she released solo albums too, along with her doing collaborations, duets, and quartets or whatever else. She still made time to produce at least a couple of high charting albums. They were full studio albums. And of course, they did incredibly well. And she went on a reunion back with the Caravans for a while, even after her solo career went reasonably well and successful. Okay, now let's get to her power levels, comparables. They said she is an immensely powerful, rare soprano singer. She's an immensely powerful, tireless, touring extravaganza who tours endless times and toured constantly in the thousands of times with various groups, or as duets. She toured with the groups that she was in. She might have collaborated in other groups, and of course she had her solo projects to tour with as well. So she's an immensely skilled, dedicated powerhouse of an entertainer, and she is now in the category of being late, but her music lives on forever, and so does she. Indeed. Okay, folks, let me know how you feel about this one.